kiss your mother with that mouth.
Yes, welcome back! From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. And he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course the button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt I had to protect him.
Yeah, but when you came to him, he was asleep.
What am I?
Okay. You said when you got to his room, he was asleep.
This does account for everything.
Well, I am the logical type.
We're finally seeing her true self. She's more nervous than a scared rabbit. And I'm hungry. And I'm a wolf.
If the defense can find no fault with his testimony, I am ready to make a ruling. Please, I'm having a stroke. Call an ambulance.
Looks like somehow everything has swung to the opposite end of the scale. Judge, your life hangs in my hands.
This is now Crank.
That just means I have to put my weight into this and turn her logic upside down. She is lightweight after all.
From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer.
Would you say that was your intuition speaking to you?
Don't confuse my methods of reasoning with your own.
Your intuition?
If you want to prove that someone did something, you need 3 things.
3 things?
A motive, an opportunity to commit the crime, and finally, decisive evidence. And if you think these three things through, the answer becomes quite clear.
He didn't have a motive. Bitch!
Mm-hmm. They still didn't like each other.
That's not a good enough motive.
Okay.
For them to be like, well, they didn't like each other.
Well, maybe Matt found out about the secret.
Oh, that he had the suicide note.
Ah!
You should have already known that, Phoenix. They didn't teach that to us in school. At least not from what I remember.
May I continue now? Matt had to kill Juan no matter what.
So, would you say this need came from the press conference?
Yes. Do you know why Juan chose that event and that hotel for the conference? Because that was when he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved Matt Onguard.
He didn't know about the conference. We just pointed that out.
Yeah. So?
So he didn't have a need to kill him. He didn't know what Juan was gonna do. Unless I'm supposed to go off on suspicion that he did know. Son of a bitch.
And you knew of this plan, didn't you, Miss Andrews?
Yes, because I was the one who set up the conference and prepared the costume.
But I'm sure Mr. On Guard himself didn't know anything about the press conference.
Oh, really? Can you show me any proof that he didn't know about the press conference?
Oh, now I'm gonna do that. Anyway, the important thing here is that this information was not in your testimony.
Yes, I agree, Miss Andrews. Please correct your testimony, if you please.
Grasping at straws now, are we, Mr. Right? I know what his motive was. I don't have any way to prove I'm right.
I'm white. Well, I know I can prove you're white.
Wow.
Look at your skin. You're white. Whoa. Has Mr. On Guard done something to hurt or betray you personally?
Why do you ask?
You were the one who helped Mr. Kurita with his press conference. That event was supposed to bring down Mr. On Guard, yet you still helped out.
The person on trial right now is Mr. Onguard, right? What the witness was thinking, helping the victim with his plan, is none of our concern. In any case, this means that the defendant had a motive to kill.
Why do I keep doing this to myself?
Why? And he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder.
But didn't you already testify earlier that Mr. On Guard was taking a nap in his room? Are you telling me now that that too was a lie so you could cover for Mr. On Guard?
I'm not telling you anything of the sort. When I went to get him for the show, he honestly was sleeping. However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, that I cannot say. I was too busy setting up the stage at the time.
I keep trying, but I can find no flaws with what Miss Andrews has said. I can't say the same for people here in this courtroom, however.
The judge is glaring straight at me. He's glaring at you, smart guy.
My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course. The button and the knife.
You can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage.
Then what about the button?
The button?
It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought. And during the fight, the killer ripped the button from the German ninja's costume.
And stuck it on his pants? And I don't know if those have pockets.
In.
He stuck the button inside of himself?
Yes.
You're talking about this button, correct?
That button was found in the pleats of Matt's Hakama. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, so he didn't actually stick it. He didn't stick it. It got stuck on him.
I would think that makes it very decisive evidence.
Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright.
And anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony.
I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat.
Thank goodness, Mia can still look at me. With an icy stare, yes. Why is everybody turning the fuck on me right now? What did I do?
Be stupid.
Miss Andrews.
Miss Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony.
That button was torn off of Juan during his fight with Matt.
And how do you know that?
When the ends of the thread of the button and the costume were matched up, they were found to fit together perfectly. Or so I heard.
Yeah, but a button from his chest got onto his leg?
He could just put it in there, save it as a memento.
It's
Well,
pleats. He didn't put it in a pocket. It was the folds of the pants is where it got stuck.
Yeah.
He didn't stick it anywhere. It's not a pocket. It's a pleat.
You're focusing on the wrong thing there, by the way.
It's a string.
No!
It's bloody. I've heard that before too. But why would Miss Andrews know about this case down to such a fine detail?
Don't look at me like that. Just because I'm prepared and you are not.
I thought I had her this time for sure. If there's anything to trip her up on, it has to be here. Where? And what?
And why? Well, I'm mass manager, so I felt I had to protect him.
Yeah, but you were Juan's girlfriend.
No, I wasn't. I told you, I don't have any romantic feelings for him.
But you were pretending to be in a romantic relationship with him.
No, I was just spending time with him.
You were trying to bang him.
No, I wasn't.
Tell that to the photo with you on your back.
That's from the fucking tabloids, bro.
You think they'd Photoshop, really? This well?
I didn't say it was photoshopped.
There's literally a photo of you two kissing.
No, it's not. Where was that in the evidence?
Worried about this?
That's a stamp of the Queen.
It's my lucky stamp.
For later.
I'm gonna do terrible things to it. But what you really did was stab the guy in the back, didn't you? And at the worst possible time.
Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it?
Honey, it's a good one. The witness could have disclosed things about Mr. On Guard at any time.
What did I say?
Why then would she wait until there was a large audience before doing so? It's the same reason why Mr. Kurita planned such an elaborate conference. Miss Andrews wanted to cause Mr. On Guard as much damage as she possibly could. This witness bears ill will towards the defendant.
This isn't the Phoenix Wax Philosophical Power Hour. And please stop slandering the witness.
And that's my new channel. Phoenix Wright. Power Wax Philosophical Power Wax.
Wax Philosophical Power Hour.
That.
That was already taken. I couldn't do it.
Miss Andrews, testimony seemed pretty solid. Really? Because to me it sounded a little wishy-washy. Wishy-washy. You're right!
Oh my god.
Well, I guess we'll see if I press a little more. You should know this by now. But you'll need strong, decisive evidence to make her talk. Got it. Chef. I'm going to pin you down. This time, Miss Andrews. Not you, Mia. You're in the body of a girl. I'm off limits.
Yes. What are we doing? What am I doing? What am I doing?
What are we doing?
What are we doing? What are we doing? What am I?
The moment I saw the crime scene, murderer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not new.
But I don't know what his motive was. But that doesn't. But I don't have any way to prove I'm right.
All right, that's new, but it has no help.
He doesn't have any. Doesn't have an alibi for what he was doing.
All right.
That button was torn off a wand during his fight with Matt.
All right, that's the new thing. So it's gonna be that one.
Okay.
Evidence, 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 evidence. Button was torn off. Show me the button.
The button.
Show me the button. Ripped from his costumes, cover Kurita's blood, found in on guard sign.
Yeah.
Got it. All right.
Crime photo. Here it is.
There's button area. He's sitting in a chair. I'm not sure there's a full fight, but all right. Okay.
Don't get with that.
Time of death. Strangled with a scarf. Seemed more like a sneak attack than a straight up fight.
The room is a mess, so you would assume that it was a fight, but
He was strangled with a scarf.
yeah, he was strangled with a scarf, and then he was stabbed with a knife after he was strangled.
All right. Punch the grip, get water. Okay.
And don't care about that because that's not Matt.
All right. Okay, that's just the press conference.
Yeah. So
Random.
what am I doing with this statement?
Random. Button was torn off of Juan during his fight.
The button was torn off during his fight with Juan.
Would it be if I were not the other buttons?
Would it be what?
The other buttons didn't get torn off.
No, because you can't see my mouse on this. Oh yes, you can. These are the buttons right here.
I know. They didn't get ripped off. Only
No.
one did.
Yeah.
But why?
Why?
Is the knife though where it's stabbed really shouldn't.
What about the knife?
It would have stabbed the button if it was there.
Okay, so that means
The button was taken off afterwards? Or was already missing?
no. Ah, it's so close. The button was taken off.
With the what do you want here? With the knife?
Before or after?
I mean I said before.
Before
The stab?
he was stabbed. Okay, so that means
You're looking for such specific wording.
that
You're not a computer game. You should be allowed to work with
That it wasn't doing the struggle. It was not doing the struggle because he was choked to death. He was choked to death and then he was stabbed. But he had to get the button off and then stab. So that means
he was stabbed after the button was taken off.
So why would he take the button off?
So we could stab him?
There's other places to stab somebody, but
probably to frame.
Okay, there we go. What am I doing? There we go.
This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf.
Strangulation?
Strangulation.
Strangulation?
I don't know why you're skipping so many syllables.
Strangulation?
Stop.
Lation? Slation.
I don't even know what that is.
Slation.
Quit. I'm scared you're gonna go to a word we can't use.
Slain.
You're getting real close. The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died.
And what does that mean?
Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off the costume when...
After the knife was stabbed into the victim.
Yeah, exactly. Ha ha ha! I wrote that line. Just the example.
That's it.
Which means...
What contribution?
How else was I going to get my name on the writer?
I see.
As a co-writer.
Wouldn't be a co-writer.
I helped write a little bit.
You would just get a, like, additional thanks, so, you know.
Oh, thanks. I get spit in the face.
Yes.
I can't win any awards with that.
No, you can't.
You hear that, guys? Don't be helpful to Hollywood movie makers.
Exactly.
You get nothing. It is impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle, because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. That's right, Miss Andrews. Now hold on here. You couldn't work on the fact that there was blood on the button and think about how he was killed. You could have gave me so many hints that would have actually led me to it. But instead you wanted me just to state what you were thinking. Damn you! You got angry at me for not knowing, but you didn't give me, like, actual hints.
Well, I'm saying that you can't stab exactly where it was without the button being there, so you have to take the button off and then stab.
Yeah, but you could have worked with, like, there's blood on the button. How'd the blood get there?
Yeah.
How was he actually killed? Alright, put it together.
Well, I told you he was killed by strangulation, but...
I mean, I already know he's killed by strangulation. That's why I'm trying to key everything to him being strangled. I don't care about the knife.
The suicide note is not in the guitar!
He strangled himself!
No!
He put the suicide note in the guitar!
No! He was not killed by the suicide note!
It came out of the guitar case.
No!
Put the scarf around his neck after the fight and choked him out.
No, you're being ridiculous.
Ridiculously right.
Sure, you gotta change the script.
There's no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. He just like said the same line 3 times in a row. This button was consciously pulled off of the victim's already dead body.
Hubba, 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 hubba.
Order! What in the world?
What is the meaning of this, right? So what if the button was torn off the body after the victim had already died? What does that change?
So what if the body was ripped off the button after he died?
Yeah.
What's it mean? He was dead.
Yeah.
Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve?
What purpose?
We know this button was not torn off during the fight. So the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. Because the suicide note was in the button.
No!
Damn it. It's in his outfit. Phoenix's outfit.
Oh.
That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it?
Mr. Wright, does this mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with this button? What was it?
Pentagram.
They
I'm
wanted a
on guard.
memento. Oh, they wanted to frame my
No.
client.
That's right.
But they also wanted the mementos. They did both. They kept it on him because he wanted the memento and he's trying to frame himself.
Yeah. While
Plot
watching Memento.
twist.
And Mementos.
Oh, Persona 5 mementos?
Yes.
Is there mementos in every single game?
No.
Oh, just 5?
Yes.
Are they called different things in the other games?
Yeah. Actually, yes.
That's what I was thinking when I said there are mementos in the other. I was like, oh, what if they don't call it mementos in the other ones? Because I could look at you and be like, is there a panther in the 4th one?
No.
Do they use the same code names?
No.
Except for Joker?
They don't have any code names.
Oh, just 5 has code names? Well, I'm starting to think 5 is not the best one if they're trying to be so secret about it. There's only one
Persona 4 is next.
There's only one logical reason for doing something like that. I can't handle another 100-hour game.
80.
Fuck. Yeah, I bet they're all hour-long episodes too.
They will be, yes.
God. And heaven strike me down now. And it was to pin the crime on Mr. On Guard. There's no way anyone would put a bloody button in their own pants. A lot of women have bloody buttons, sir. A lot of women.
Oh, that's a period joke.
And there was no period at the end of my sentence. Because the women had it. Oh, I got fired. That's right. Mr. On Guard was set up by the real killer, of course. Juan Corrida.
And the real murderer is, well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer then?
Finally. I can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point. That's it. Next game, wrestling.
Nope.
Damn it, you never let me have any fun.
Nope.
I want to see The Undertaker electrocute
You gotta
Paul
go
Bearer.
through this prison sentence, man. Oh, you gotta atone for what you did.
What did I do?
Be too sexy.
That's not my fault.
No, it was public indecency.
But you liked what you saw.
Yeah, but the judge didn't.
No, he did. He called me afterwards.
Oh, good.
I should also let you know I slept with a judge.
That's fine.
Our relationship meant nothing.
That's fine.
Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet. Not until the very end. The real killer, the person who planned to frame Mr. On Guard, is the killer.
No.
It was Juan. It was a suicide.
No. 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 No.
It was Juan.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You know what? Let's just ruin our childhood. It was Powers.
No. Unless.
The sweet, innocent man is our killer. Okay, so there's security lady, Adrian. How long ago did Celeste die?
I can't remember. I think it was like 3 months ago. Might have been a year. I don't know. But
Okay, can you go over to Celeste's profile for me?
it's not Celeste. 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago.
I know, she's dead. I want to read her synopsis. That was Andrew's mentor and Rita's manager. Okay. Alright. I'm just gonna assume it's Andrew's then. You said no on everybody else. I think it's only one person left.
And also the person that we said it was at the beginning of the case. Or better, at the beginning of the trial, that is.
Miss Adrian Andrews. I choose you, Pikachu. Is that a Pokemon reference?
It is, yes.
Sick! I got it! You are Mr. Creedus Killer. You are Mr. Creedus Killer. You or.
What?
It's a Pokemon reference. Don't get so caught up in it. Jeez.
Order, 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 Mr. Wright. This is very grave matter. Do you have any evidence to support your charge?
Any evidence? Well, everything I just said. All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews.
How preposterous. You can't stick any of that on me.
Yeah, and not only am I going to point you out for murder, I'm going to tell everybody about your suicide attempt.
No.
I'm going to ruin your life. Can't I? Can I? Would you care to test me?
Then, what about this knife?
The knife you got from his room? That he used to eat dinner with? Easy.
Hmm?
The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you. That's one shot.
Then,
Go ahead.
What about the button that was found in Matt's Hakama?
This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only person who could have done so were the people who found his body, or the killer. However, if Mr. On Guard was the real killer, there's no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Hakama. That's another one. 4 more shots. The only person who could have put this button into Mr. On Guard's Hakama is the person who went to wake him from his nap, which is you, yet again, Miss Andrews.
I see. What about the empty guitar case?
That is also another piece of the evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews, as she sexily put on a costume in front of a dead guy. The costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only be the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews.
No, But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time.
That's right.
The guitar case was already open. You imbecile!
No, it wasn't open. Because there's water on top of the guitar case.
Yeah, but when they fought, he struggled. Knocked the vase over. In a struggle,
No, Adrian Andrews did.
She says she did.
She says she did. Why would she lie about that?
Because she's lying about being a killer.
Okay, yeah, oh sure. Just because I killed somebody, that means I'm a liar as well?
Just because I lied to you once means I'm lying?
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what it means.
I lie about everything?
Yes. That's the whole point of, earning trust, and then, when you lie to somebody, you break their trust.
Well, even if I'm not lying.
Yeah, because you broke their trust.
Why would I lie about breaking the vase?
Because you didn't want us to know what's inside the guitar case.
No! The suicide note was nowhere near there!
That's because
it was on a different planet!
She did not intend.
We gotta get to the rocket arc!
She did not intend. The suicide note was in the guitar case. She didn't want people to be there.
Yeah.
She opened it. She went to get the costume. She's like, oh, there's the suicide note.
No!
You're telling me she didn't push a button and it...
No, he's gonna explain right now!
That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone was found, she just used his dead hand.
No.
Look it open.
You didn't have to.
If anyone had found out that she'd touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. But, and she's got a good one. A glass of tomato juice. Different story. Miss Andrews purposely left her fingerprints on the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was the classic Days discoverer of a dead body. Gotcha again. And to top it all off, there's this pistol. This photo.
A photo.
They had this pistol. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on earth could believe this nickel samurai is Mr. On Guard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Stilts. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're short. You're a short person.
Please, stop.
Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? Got her this time. Got those punches in.
Miss Andrews,
I refuse to testify.
Oh, you're already in it, sister. What was that?
There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me.
well, yes. You are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. Law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves.
What? Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday, in Mr. Arngard's room, she did look at me.
Adrian Andrews! Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Alright.
Damn you, Francesca. You told her to plead the fifth. That's it. That's when Francisca planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews to not testify if things look bad. You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. But there's still one thing you haven't done. Kissed me. Something I haven't done.
What's wrong, right? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence?
I don't finish that quickly.
Yes, you do.
Shut up. Yeah, but I'm not always done after the first round.
What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless.
What?
Everything you have proven is circumstantial.
Circumstantial?
Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof.
See how I didn't correct you when you screwed up and still went on for a second and caught yourself?
I caught myself, yes.
I catch myself too and you still correct me midway through my catch.
Because I like this game. I don't want you to fuck everything up. Proof that I don't want you to look stupid.
Oh, because I don't stand here trying to figure out what the thing is when you're giving me the worst hints possible.
Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Kurita.
You either give me worse hints or you lead me the wrong way.
Miss Andrews, you did want to kill Mr. Kurita.
Now you fucked up that line.
Oh, you ... That's where I would say I screwed up.
Yes.
You're fired.
You can't fire me. Don't you know how much I've sacrificed?
Yeah, that's why you're fired.
Oh, okay. That's reasonable.
I didn't even mean for it to go that way. That was perfect. I'm proud.
Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Kurita?
I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering.
But Miss Andrews, if you do not, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think?
Maybe so, maybe not. There was nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence.
Yeah, but that's the issue with pleading the fifth. We give the out of, well, you don't have to if it's going to incriminate you, but that leaves the thought behind it up to the people interpreting. So if you plead the fifth, you have no right to be like, well, come on, that's not what happened.
Yeah.
You pleaded the fifth. You have no right to have an input now.
Well, yes.
So it's now to how I interpret what happened. So you kind of, in a sense, you got to be careful because you could fuck yourself really bad on it.
And she definitely is not going to fuck herself up here.
No, she's taking that defiant attitude again. Mia, Sorry, should I say that louder for the... Mia! What should we do? Somehow we've landed in the worst possible situation.
I think we've reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully sandwiched with solid definitive proof.
But it's substantiated, and that's not true.
In this situation, there is only one thing this court can do, and that is declare a recess.
A racist? A racist? I don't know if we can go that far, Judge. She's not that bad.
I request that both the prosecution and the defense look further into this matter, and at tomorrow's trial...
Tomorrow? We don't have a tomorrow. If I don't get a not guilty verdict today, then I need an acquittal.
Which that's not guilty.
Yeah, just say acquittal. I'll be fine. Your Honor, the glove doesn't fit. You must acquit. Please, wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial. Please continue the trial.
What are you sweating for?
Edgeworth, take the fucking hint.
Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he?
Edgeworth, take the hint.
Yes, because I'm going to assume that somebody's been kidnapped.
No, think something is wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting him to know what the situation is. I'm expecting him to see me like this and go, something's not right.
And when has Edgeworth ever taken a hint?
A lot.
Okay.
That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. I know you know I know. Please let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya.
Huh?
Stupid. I had a radio here that told me if somebody brought up Maya to call recess immediately. But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Sister, now then, this court is...
It is not impossible for this trial to continue.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you...
It's true Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony.
Yes, that is very true, but...
Actually, there's one little thing I'm curious about. Miss Andrews, when you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes, and? I can't help but think how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they all shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice. So,
I caught that one too!
So my actions were unusual, but I've already... Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify?
Yeah.
Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we found out in his testimony should in no way implicate the witness.
I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off of him. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know.
Sick rhymes.
Call me Rick Grimes.
Yes.
No, I shouldn't. I was going to continue the rhyming, but I thought, well, leave that to John Cena.
Yes.
The court acknowledges the prosecution's request, Miss Andrews, if you please.
And we're gonna go to this testimony yet? So like I watch this episode of It's Only Just Raw. Make sure to like, subscribe, and upload all the time to be upload, which is...
One fish, two fish.
Goodbye! He's
Red
going to say.
fish.